Hello, today is Thursday, May 19th, 2022. I am at work and I am about to go home now on foot. I walk back home for about 50 minutes. That's 4 kilometers away from my office. 4 kilometers is like 3.5 mile. So it's quite a brisk walk. You can check out my walking method on my channel on YouTube. Uh, here's Today we would go over the U.S. Army system. I was with the U.S. Army as a Katusa soldier. Katusa stands for Korean Augmentation Troops to the U.S. Army. Basically, we were attached to the U.S. Army stationed in Korea, and we worked together, we live together, we eat the same food, and we wear the same uniform, same insignia. So basically, we were the U.S. Army soldiers. But there's like S1 through S6 system, and we will check out the general staff and see what they are up to, and to learn more about the U.S. Army system, which is believed to be the number one super system among other nations here. Okay, by the way, this is part of my daily English reading to practice English. Here we go. The General Staff System basic structure. The U.S. Army's staff structure, based on older European models, but tailored to support the American military's unique system of command, control, and organization, provides commanders in all units and at all echelons with consistency in performance, responsibility, training, and resourcing. The letter prefix, not suffix, prefix of each staff section reflects the echelon or nature of the staff section. The letter C indicates combined multinational headquarters. J signifies joint multi-service headquarters, like between the U.S. Army and the Coast Guard. And G for division level or above. And finally, S for divisional brigades and lower. Other letters are specific for each of the U.S. service components, A for Air Force and N for Navy. The numerical suffix designates the function of the particular staff section. Staffs usually contain a minimum of 1 through 6, but can have as many as 1 through 9. The roles of each staff section in the Army command system are personnel, G1 or S1, intelligence, G2, S2, operations and training, G3 or S3, logistics, G4 and S4, civil military operations, G5, S5, signal operation, G6 and S6. I work for Korea Telecom, KT, so we are closely connected with the signal operations S6 or G6. Staff sections for 7 through 9 are generally not found below the division level. Their functions vary based upon the commander's requirements and may include such functions as information operations, civil affairs, resource management, or force modernization. Example of staff structure: commander, chief of staff, C of S, executive officer, XO. Here, personal staff, command sergeant major, CSM, they are very high-ranking non-commissioned officers. General, inspector general, IG, they just supervise auditory, they punish people. Soldiers, chaplain, public affairs officer, PAO, and coordinating staff. G1 assistant, C of S. G2 assistant, C of S. Assistant, C of S. G3 G4, G5, and G6. And directly under the Chief of Staff, Fire Support Coordinator, FSC or FS Cord, Engineer Coordinator, like a Far Eastern Engineering Brigade, Aviation Coordinator, AV Cord, Air Liaison Officer, ALO. So here, Commander's Chief of Staff, C of S, Executive Officer, XO, whose rank depends upon the level of command, supervises the operations of the entire staff and ensures that it performs consistently with the commander's intent. An assistant C of S, whose rank similarly depends upon the level of command, heads each of the individual staff sections. In addition to the basic staff, a commander usually has special staff members with unique functions that do not fall under the purview of other staff sections. Purview. That's another good expression here. Yep. Purview. Supervise. Purview. Purview, it does not fall under the purview of other staff sections. Some examples of special staff may include Fire Support Coordinator, FS Cord, Engineer Coordinator, NCORD, Air Liaison Officer, ALO, and others. The commander also has a personal staff, which may include all or some of the following. Command Sergeant Major, CSM, a very high-ranking non-commissioned officer, Chaplain, Inspector General, IG, Public Affairs Officer, PAO, Surgeon, Dentist, and Staff, Judge Advocate, that's 변호사, is like attorney, Staff Judge Advocate, SJA. So Home Branch Conflicts Veritas. So that's just about it. Key expression to take away is purview. It does not fall under the purview. And SJ for joint, and S for staff, and A. So we learned C for combined, multinational, for European theater and the Asia Pacific theater. So let's go back and find more about what they stand for. What remote U.S. software engineering jobs offered by Turing.com? How do I get hired as a Turing developer? What is S1 in regards to U.S. Army? S1 is for administration. Basically, this shop handles personal stuff, from reassignments within a given unit to losing your 4148 for the 15th time in a month process horse. And USMJ matters. There's court. S2 deals with military intelligence. They typically handle priority intel requirements collection management, enemy INW, security clearance records, and classified information control. SOI is also a function of the S2 shop. S3 deals with the training, planning, and coordination in garrison, and while deployed makes operational plans and advises the commander on how best to execute a given collective task. It's also usually responsible for ammunition. S4 supply handles equipment distribution and replacement for a given unit, deals with the field loss, combat loss of equipment, has to keep track of the endless property books. S5 is actually enrolled into the S3 shop in the U.S. Army. S3 handles communications such as nodal networks, Tropo, TechSat, and other high-end communications goodies when the staff works. Very negative and funny expressions, but we have S6 for communication signal, S5, they are rolled into S3, S4 supply, S3 deals with the training and exercise, S2 deals with military intelligence, S1 is administration. These are designations for staff position. That is 1 for manpower or personnel, S2 for intelligence and security, 3 for operations, 4 for logistics, 5 for plans, 6 for signal, that is communications or IT, 7 for training, also the joint engineer, 8 for finance and contracts, also known as resource management. By the way, I worked for U.S. The 8th perscom, that's for personnel management and finance. So I belong to S8 with the U.S. Army, 8th U.S. Army stationed in Korea. I was stationed in Daegu. My company was a 516th Personnel Service Company. Now it's a 516th Personnel Service Battalion. So we belonged to the 8th Army and the 8th perscom. It was fun and a good job. 9 for civil military operation and CIMIC or civil affairs. This is the best time to apply for the green card DV. Yeah, I'm interested. S1 personnel, S2 intel security, and so on. So today we learned about S1 through S9. Basically, S6 belongs to the communications, and S8 for finance, personnel resource management, and promotion, and so on. So my unit belongs to S8. So that's it. Thanks for listening, and check back into my channel again. Have a good Thursday evening. Bye-bye.